Well, our next guest runs one of Chicago's oldest schools that helps kids and adults with disabilities. She's the executive director of Esperanza Community Service. She's our lady boss of the day. Welcome, Joy Decker.
Hi, Joy.
Hi,
Welcome. Thank you.
Just incredible work, what you're doing, and you've been doing this nearly 25 years. What drives you, and exactly what do you do for people that don't know?
So we run a school and a social service agency that serves adults and children with autism and intellectual disabilities. And what really drives me, it was kind of in my DNA. So I come from a family of service, and I think it's just, you know, the folks that we serve, our motivation every day, they're inspiring and they're so resilient.
Right. This is really a difficult time for social service organizations in general in the state of Illinois with all the cutting of funding and whatnot. How difficult is it for you to sustain and do your work without the money that you need?
It's challenging. It's very challenging. But I think, you know, again, the folks that we serve, the staff that we work with are resilient and they're inspiring. And I think we have to be creative.
Yeah.
We have to continue to raise funds and talk to folks and to just raise the awareness for social services.
Right. How are you funded and how can people help?
Sure, we are funded through the state of Illinois primarily. We work with individuals, corporations, foundations as well. And folks can help in so many ways. We have volunteer opportunities. Come visit, see what we do, visit the kids. Supplies, we always take donations for our homes, for our school. So there's lots of ways to help Esperanza.
Right. Well, you're doing fantastic work, as Ryan said. And one mom shared just how much the school has helped her son, Blake, who's autistic.
Finding a place like Esperanza was absolutely wonderful for me because it made me realize that I wasn't going through this alone. I was very impressed by the teachers that Blake worked with at Esperanza. They were very creative in coming up with ways to engage him, to teach him, to come up with solutions for some of his problems. When they realized that he was focusing very low in the world, they started to put toys and games higher up and elevated them on books, and he would have to look up and find those. There were many examples like that that were incredibly creative to reach him personally where he was.
So much love and so much caring,
Absolutely.
so much heart. I know that you said this was kind of instilled from you, or instilled in you as a little girl, because your father was a minister
Yep.
and your mother was a nurse.
Yes.
So, I mean, how much influence did they have on you?
Influence when I was a kid and to this day. Caring, compassion, giving back. You know, it's just something we did. We went to church. I saw my mom work at the hospital. So it's something that influenced me every day and inspires me every day.
Right. I think watching Blake's story really touches me because a lot of times people who don't go through this, they feel like it's not my problem. It's not my thing. We talk about this kind of thing all the time, that theme on the show. How do you encourage somebody to say, hey, get out of your comfort zone and come on, hang out, be involved, be a volunteer?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, come visit Esperanza where you can see what we do, get to know our kids, because I think that's the one thing in our mission is that the kids that we serve are just like all the other kids.
Right.
And they deserve the same opportunities, the same experiences, and so it just get to know us, get to know them, and, you know, remember that they're people.
Right, and you're also working with adults too.
Yes.
So you have adults and kids. How much different is that, or are they together at times? How does that work?
We have two separate programs for the adults and children, and we started out as a school, and as Esperanza grew, that's when we started into the adult services, because, you know, that they need to continue learning and growing and getting those opportunities to be in the community.
Right. What things do you need? Because you talked about people donating and people giving and helping, but what specifically do you need? Because we have a very generous audience.
Absolutely. School supplies are one thing. You noticed in the video that there's a book that Blake was using, and so we take books and we modify them. So Velcro, you wouldn't believe how much Velcro and lamination that we use, because we have to modify a lot of the curriculum for the students, and we use them for visuals. So kids with autism really need the structure, and they need to know, you know, what's coming next. So a lot of times we have schedules. Okay. We do a lot of matching. So just off the top of my head, just those are the two things we use a lot.
Right, and you have a big art fundraiser coming up?
Oh yes, next Saturday we have a art fundraiser. It is we work together, and it's in the spirit of collaboration of the artists coming together and the community coming together.
All right, great.
Sounds great. Please check out the Esperanza Community Services annual holiday art show that Joy just talked about. Again, it's Saturday at the Fulton Street Collective, and consider giving to this very worthy cause. Velcro? Everybody can buy Velcro and send it right on over. Joy, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.